And there is the 5, but it hasn't really changed anything.
Again.
O'Keefe needs to hit the queen or the 9.
Bit of a hard to give his bluff this one.
Turn shows a 6 of spades.
6 outs in the deck, or we've lost the 2. Waterford continues. Umpires, really the damage done in the hand with the 3 9s. But what a tournament this Brian O'Keefe has played.
There'll be 2,000 runners in this tournament before Brian O'Keefe starts telling people about that hand where he flopped the 3 9s against the lucky guy. I mean, he's been one of the great characters of this tournament. He's kept the buzz going the whole time. A great character around about Waterford, I'm told. And they'll be having a few pints down there for a month or 2.
You can look at that hand again, but O'Keefe will still be thinking about the other one. He was forced in by his chips and never caught up. 2 5s and 2 6s for Smith taking out O'Keefe.
I thought the hand was all over. It just goes to show you in poker, it's never over on the river card. I was an absolute street ahead after the flopped the set.
You so were.
He was nearly just dead. He needed to hit runner, and he done it.
And he did it. I mean,
poker.
That's what poker is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you recover from something like that when you play your next tournament? Is that going to haunt you?
No, I'm not that type of player. I'm a gambler. I'm a gambler by nature anyway. So I'll probably, maybe a half an hour later, I'll just realise I did suck out on someone last night. So
sure.
Something similar like that. So that's the way it goes. I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Absolutely.
But it was a pleasure to play with the likes of Sorella and
Mitzi, of course.
Yeah.
And to be at the final table of the Irish Open
Yeah.
with huge support out there for you.
Yeah, the local club in Waterford closed up today. They all travelled up to support me. So I'd like to thank all them as well.
Fantastic.
And Paddy Power as well for putting on a great show.
Good man, Brian. Well played. Congrats.
Thanks a million.
Cheers.
Just 4 left in this Irish Open, and Pádraig, you're speaking from experience as I've been at this stages of this tournament. What's going through these guys' heads?
Well, I mean, it's a great buzz, but your chance to take a place in history. It's a lot of pressure. I mean, I've been in this spot twice. I've drew it twice, so I know how it feels.
250.
Raise from DeWolf.
All in.
And quick all in from Danny McHugh. It's a re-raise. And, well, he's got Mitzi to lay down a better hand, the ace-10. Didn't see what Roland has. But that's a big old raise. McHugh and DeWolf not too far apart in chips. Oh, pocket pair. It's a straight raise par. Does he know it?
Well, I mean, DeWolf threw away ace-jack against a raise from Marty Smith because he respected Marty Smith's raise. That Marty Smith raise represented a big hand. Danny McHugh has had a pretty conservative sort of style to his game. So if DeWolf has been watching Danny McHugh for a while, he may think there's a pretty good chance that 2 5s is no good at the moment.
Need some time. Don't put any time in.
With 2 5s, you're probably going to be involved in a race against 2 overcards, 2 cards up bigger than a 5, in which case it'll be a 50-50 shot. But there's also the chance that McHugh's got a pair bigger than 5s, in which case McHugh would be DeWolf would be a 4-1 dog.
I mean, normal tournament no limit hold'em strategy doesn't advise calling all in with the small pocket pairs, but things are a little bit different right now, aren't they?
Well, normal tournament strategy doesn't advise you to call with the ace-4. DeWolf has cracked that one, so it's pretty hard to predict what he's going to do some of the time. I've given up on it. I think he will pass.
Danny boy? Kings again?
There you go. You can see it's gone through DeWolf's mind that McHugh may be making this move with a hand a lot bigger than ace-9. But he may be running into a whole load of trouble. If he knew it was a race, he'd probably call. He hasn't had a gamble for 2 or 3 minutes. The Wolf is in the last 7 in the Irish Open. There's a huge big day ahead, and he's been up since 8 till 8:30 this morning in Ram Vaswani's room playing Chinese poker. In fact, he was telling Mike Sexton earlier this morning that he was in Ram's room until 8:30, and Mike says, "Well, were you guys talking or were you gambling?"
Well, the funny thing is, the only reason they stopped playing at 8:30 was because Ram wanted to go to bed. Roland would have been quite happy to carry on.
He'd have been liable to turn up late. The Wolf was one of those guys that think that it was a little bit of a joke that was paid on people that they had to get a bit of sleep every now and again. It's interfering with his gambling.
Who of the great Irish legends had that much gamble in them?
Most of them. You know, poker used to be a lot different in Ireland. You know? We used to play for days on end.
The Wolf has called, and he is in a race. And Park, I mean, this is big stuff here. Danny McHugh and the Mayo mob are all on the rail, funking for the ace and the 9. And the situation is that the Wolf is, I think, just a nose in front as far as the chips go. So it is McHugh all in. But you fancy that the winner of this pot is going to contend for the title?
Well, I fancy McHugh wins this pot, that his customers in Supermax down in Claremore will be getting a little bit more beef in their burgers. Which would be nice.
I'll tell you what, the crowd has thinned out a bit since Waterford got knocked, but there's still plenty of Irish supporters on this rail.
I think you're talking about the crowd around the table, the crowd around the bar. It's probably getting bigger by the second. Let me just send the bus home and tell them to come back and collect them tomorrow.
Well, it's always been a feature of this tournament. The atmosphere is unmatched around the world.
No, you can't recreate this, Jesse. And part of it is, I mean, it's the Irish attitude towards poker. But it's also, the history of the event. People get tied up in the whole thing. It's like this is something really, really special in a very crowded calendar.
I mean, you can learn a lot from watching poker. I don't think you can learn more than from Bill O'Keefe's exit speech, which was all class. Let's see what happens here.
Queen of spades, 7 of hearts, 3 of hearts.
And the ace-9 looking very fragile right now. The Wolf on the verge of the double through. But that's changed nothing. There can't be a double pair to counterfeit because the 3s are too low. It needs to be an ace or 9 for McHugh.
Queen or 7. Queen 7, ace 9.
It's a queen.
And the queens and 5s hold up.
Sorry, I didn't know.
McHugh misread the board, Park. It's been 4 long days for Danny McHugh, but he's done very well here and will take home €175,000.
Well, that's some kind of compensation for not winning the trophy, I suppose. But this guy has played very, very well. He's kept his cool when others were losing theirs. That normally gets you a few quid playing poker.
Well, Danny McHugh's last hand, Park, at least he got the chips in first. The Wolf had to call for most of his, but the 5s held.
Danny McHugh, what can I say? Talk to me about the atmosphere at the table at that last hand.
It was just good, we're playing so long and, playing with the guys there hours and hours on end and playing even the last couple of days and meeting them here and there and that was just great,
So what made you decide to go all in?
Ace 9 eventually in the end.
That's it, you had to go for the ace, hope the ace was going to come.
Brandon's pushing all the time there and a great value to go for it there,
Sure.
I'm low stacked and, going for the prize and,
Now, Danny,
I was justified to call.
Sure. You've done incredibly well to make it to the final table of the Irish Open. How thrilled were you to make it to this stage?
I was unbelievable, but we're 30 hours of poker put in the last couple of days, and it's just it is mashed now at the moment. But it was great, playing with the top guys in the world. My wife now plays golf, and I was saying it's like playing with Tiger Woods. It's unbelievable. Some of the guys we play with is brilliant, and they're all great characters.
Yeah. Are you absolutely exhausted? How do you keep up the stamina after 4 days?
Each night, we finish up at 3:30, and then we go in and have a few drinks, and we're going to bed at 6 o'clock and up again at 10, and not a bit tired.
You look fresh as a daisy.
Adrenaline is just great, and a couple of good guys with me keeping me. We're about 1 million cigarettes smoked as well.
And the adrenaline keeps you
going.
Smoke, oh my gosh! Listen, Danny, well played. You've played some really good poker. Listen, you had some great Mayo supporters today as well for you, didn't you?
Yeah, I had
rooting for you through the whole game.
A couple of guys up with me all week, and a few people came up from home.
Well played. Good man yourself. Cheers.
Okay, thanks.
That's Irish poker for you. Absolutely brilliant hands being played. Still loads more to come from the Irish Open 2007. Don't go anywhere.